Hey guys. Okay, so I wanted to take a couple of minutes and just platform off of my previous post where I talked about Valor a little bit and talk about all of the emotional support oils that come in the starter kit. Now, there will be other posts around the Stress Away and the Peace and Calming if they have not already been posted, but I just wanted to sort of group these together and talk about how we use them all at different times and for different reasons for emotional support. So we're going to start with Valor. So this is what my bottle looks like. And we use this primarily, I mean, we diffuse it every now and then, but for the most part, we use Valor for having the harder conversations that we need to have with our children. We could use it for our marriage, now that I think about it, because everyone knows if you've been married for 11 years, you've had some hard conversations, but that's a whole nother topic. I might need to talk to Stephen about that. But we actually use it for having the harder conversations with the kids. And what that looks like is we'll put some in our hands, take a deep breath, and then we will just sort of, Stephen and I will discuss, if we're doing it together, we'll discuss how we want the conversation to go, how we want it to start, how we want it to end, and what we might, the talking points of how we need to address that particular situation. And then when whichever child comes in or whoever we're dealing with, or if it's all three of them at the same time, we'll have them smell our hand, which for us, that's pretty normal. That's how we make sure the kids have washed their hands after they've gone potty. And so that's a normal thing in our family. And I don't know if it is in every family, but for us, that's our language. So we'll have them smell our hand and we'll just prepare them. Hey, this is what we're going to talk about. And we need you guys to be calm, and we need you to have an open mind and an open heart when we have this conversation. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but we need you to speak to us respectfully. And so we believe that this Valor helps pave the way to have a healthy and effective conversation to meet whatever needs that we need to address at the time. So that's how we use Valor in our house. As far as the Peace and Calming and the Stress Away, I use these primarily for work, because I work in marketing, and I actually keep these in my office in a desk. And the Peace and Calming, I have actually put a roller on the end of it, and what I'll do is I'll roll that on my wrist. If it's turning out to be a more of a stressful day at work, or if we have some deadlines or a last minute project has come up, or we have some deadlines we have to meet, I'll roll that on my wrist, and then I'll just, if I'm feeling like I'm getting overwhelmed, or if I've been looking at the computer screen for too long, of course I'll give my eyes a break and walk away for a minute, but then I'll also and then try to just decompress in a momentary and mental sort of way. And it's been very effective. I do a similar thing with the Stress Away. I use that primarily for the harder meetings that I'm going into with our team, or if I'm going into a hard meeting with my boss, or if I have to give a presentation at work, or present some ideas that I have for a design or a marketing campaign or whatever we're launching. If it's my piece of the puzzle, I like to take a deep breather of this, because I want to be relaxed and I want to be calm and level-headed going into those meetings or into those conversations. And just a quick little note about the science behind this. This is not a miracle. These are not miracle oils. They are supportive oils. They're for emotional support. So what's happening a little bit of science behind what's going on. When we have elevated stress levels, or we have something that is coming down the line that we're anxious about, or we have anxiety, our cortisol levels in our bodies raise to a certain level. When they get above a certain threshold, they have our body invokes the flight or fight response, which is where you feel like you need to run or fight to get through whatever situation that you are in. And we've all been there before. We may not know what's happening, but we know what that feels like. And we have different, like, for example, for me, I get blotchy on my neck when I'm very nervous, or when I'm in that mode. And I've had several people tell me, oh, your neck is really blotchy. Are you okay? As if that's helpful. It's not, by the way. But again, off the subject, So anyway, we're in that flight or fight mode. And what these help to do is they help to reduce those cortisol levels to go to hit below that threshold. So we're not in that flight or fight mode mentally, physically, and physiologically. Because I mean, there are some physiological effects of being in that mode. For example, your hairs stand on end when you're fearful, or when you feel like you need to, when you're about to fight, or you feel like you're about to fight, you get tense, right? So there are actual things happening as a result of our bodies and being in that mental and psychological mode. So these help support and get us out of that mode so we can do whatever we need to do with confidence, with clarity, and with a level head. So that's why we love emotional support oils. I am a geek about the science behind all the oils. So don't ask me too many questions if you don't want to hear too much information. But if you want to know more about any of this or any of our other oils, please make sure to just send me a message or drop a comment below. Hannah, Gretchen, or any of the other ladies who are very knowledgeable about some of the other products can help answer any questions if I don't have the answers to them. They're great resources. So I hope you enjoyed learning about the emotional support oils as much as I enjoy telling you about them and as much as I enjoy using them. I hope